Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at The X-Files second season. And this is episode 7, 3 from 1994. Now previously we'd had Ascension, and then the next one after this is One Breath. And this is the first ever episode of The X-Files which does not feature Scully, because Gillian Anderson is having a baby. But in the story, of course, she's been abducted by aliens, the Dwayne Barry story. This is a Monster of the Week story. That was the easiest description to put it, so there's no mythology. It's written by Chris Rumpentan, I think that's how you spell it, and Glenn Morgan and James Wong. Now, this was a submitted script that Morgan and Wong sorted out, if you see what I mean, and put their own into this. Now, it's directed by David Nutter, who directed 15 episodes for the X-Files in seasons 1, 2, and 3. Now, the cast, we've got David Duchovny, who plays Fox Mulder. No Gillian Anderson, as I said. Then we've got Justina Vale, who plays the Unholy Spirit. She was in Jerry Maguire, 1996. But most of it is, say, TV series as TV films. Then we've got Perry Reeves, who plays Kristen Killar. She was in Child's Play 3, 1991. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005. They're big films, those. High Voltage, 2018. Cosmic Sin, 2021, which starred Bruce Willis, though I think that's a later Bruce Willis film, which sadly meant that he often made these appearances but wasn't in it that much. Sadly, what's happened with Bruce. Yeah, that's very sad, that. Anyway, she was in a lot of TV series and TV shows. Then we've got, I love this name, Frank Military, who plays the son. What a name, being called Military, Mr. Military. Yes. Notable film that he was in was The Doors, 1991, the Oliver Stone biop. Again, he's in TV series and films, but he's also a writer and producer as well as an actor. He's got quite a wide-ranging set of talents. The locations in this are, as usual, North Vancouver. Let's talk about the story. Now, Mulder, we see going into the basement. We see the X-Files all sort of covered up, and he's taking the covers off. And we see the calendar that he changes. And on that calendar, it's revealed that the X-Files were actually shut down for 6 months. But there he is, and he opens up a drawer, and we see him with Dana Scully's ID, and also like a file. She is an X-File because of what has happened, and he puts that in, and you sense that is quite an important moment, I think, when he's doing that. And it's quite symbolic as well, I think. But yeah, we see that. And then what happens is that he's called in to investigate in LA a series of ritualistic murders, which they believe is the work of a cult. However, it turns out that the perpetuators are not a cult, or you could argue they are a cult. Is a group of vampires. Ah, yes, that's convenient, isn't it? Yes. Now, this feels, I don't know, different. I don't know whether it's the direction. I think it's also the fact that there's no Gillian Anderson. And Mulder's on his own. And there's a feeling in this story. It's an interesting story because viewing it again, I've always viewed this story in a strange kind of feeling about this. That, well, I think there's an important part to mention. This could have been extremely graphic, but obviously television limits that. But somehow it still doesn't feel quite the same flavour and atmosphere. Even though we've got David Nutter directing it, who's done all these X-File episodes before. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't feel quite the same. It should be one of my favourite episodes. I mean, what is not to love? Vampires and all that, and seeing Mulder amongst all this, I mean, it seems right up his street. And maybe as well, I don't like the acting as strong of the character Kristen, because Mulder has a bit of a flirtation with her, or maybe more, you might say. They kiss, and there's that there, and you feel that's not right. I don't feel that is quite. Maybe I've been too precious. Maybe I've always felt that, but it doesn't, and especially as you see the cross around his neck, which is Dana Scully's, which again kind of makes you feel, no, this doesn't feel right into the script. But yeah, they're trying it out, and maybe that's how they were hoping to get that. But Scully is missing. She's not there, and it doesn't quite feel right when he's investigating. I know this is silly because it's giving you an opportunity to see Fox Mulder operating on his own and in doing his job as an FBI agent, and that's fine. Now, and the X-Files, of course, are back, so that should be a wonderful piece of news, and he's linking it up as an X-File. So all the ingredients are there for a great story, and yet I always feel just not quite there. It's not one of my favourites, and it should be, but I don't know why. I've been thinking a lot about this episode. Maybe as well, the acting, as I say, what's her name? Of Perry Reeves, who plays Kristen, doesn't give it enough that extra that you're looking for. I don't know. I don't believe the relationship or the attraction at all. And maybe it feels like it shouldn't be there. But it is. And, and in fact, I think she was a former girlfriend, or was a girlfriend at the time as well, in real life. So that's another thing I'm saying. But there's just something that I've always felt about this episode, and I'm trying to work out what it is. What is it about this? It is, to me, like something missing, and you're all going to say, of course, something is missing. The best part, which is Gillian Anderson as Scully. But even taking that away from it, if we take that factor out of it, I don't know what it is. it's something that's not quite right about this episode. Maybe it's just me. Other people may have a different opinion about this episode. Though if you look around, I think there is. It's not considered a favorite episode, and I think those factors play a part in it. Maybe the story is not as good as it should be either. Which, if you've got Morgan and Wong, you're thinking, well, they're really great writers. I don't know. It doesn't hit where it should. It should be better than this. And it's not. And it makes you waiting, thinking, come on, we want her back. Come back. That's what you're waiting for. And maybe that's it. But even at the time, I remember when I watched it, I felt the loss of Gillian Anderson, and it didn't feel like the X-Files is the same. And of course it is. But Duchovny, he's a great, outstanding actor in the X-Files. But I don't know. It just never quite got to me in the way it should have done. Which is a shame, but there we are. It doesn't matter, because I know we've got some absolutely wonderful episodes, in my opinion, to come. So it doesn't. I'm really enjoying this, as you know. So I'm looking on a positive side. I really love the X-Files, as you know, and how could I not love the X-Files, even weaker ones? But I just want Gillian Anderson back. Yes, I do. So that's it, I think. I've gone on a bit too much. And as usual, I'll show you the small season 2. Oh, blimey. Season 2 episodes. Here they are, the whole season. And it's this small box set in the big box set. Yes, all the wonderful episodes together in the big box set. But there it is. Yes, there we are. That's it. That's all I've got to say. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. You can look back at all the reviews I've done in the playlist of all the X-Files episodes. Hopefully you might enjoy them. Or you can look at all the films I do, and review TV series, and also a bit of music. It's all there, he says. Yeah. But if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. And also, if you do like this video, please give it a like, because then it gets it out to YouTube and algorithms and all that stuff. And hopefully more people then might enjoy these videos. Who knows? So that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.